Hey, y'all. You better work it out, babe. Okay, move. Okay, we're on for the record because I said 8 o'clock. I try to be a woman of my word. Oh, okay. Sorry, Andrew Zimmern. We're gonna have to we got to chill for a minute. Okay. Hi, y'all. Hey, babe. Hi. Okay, for those of us that don't know, do we look okay? Let us know that everything's in the right. Hey. Don't know who you are, but that's all right. It's too far away. Hey, Chris. This is what we're going to do. My name is Nina Brewton, and this is my husband, Raphael. Are you good, babe?
No, I can't see that, but that's okay.
I can see it.
That's fine. I'm blind. I can't.
Between the 8 of our eyes, I think we'll work it out. What's up, Chris? Melissa? This is my husband, Raphael, for those of you that don't know. Oh my God, hey, bald head queen. Yeah, it's me. And we are conditioning my flat top right now, so we're wrapped up tight. That's right. So, my husband and I are here. What we're gonna do is give people a few minutes to log on to get in here because we said 8 o'clock and we're really trying to stick with that. We know that you all want to be able to see. I don't know which thing to look at, Periscope or Facebook. So if I look like I'm not paying attention to y'all, it's because I'm paying attention to other people as well. So
Get us on the cross-eyed.
there is that better?
Works. Okay. Yeah.
We're working it out. So I'm on Instagram, and a lot of people aren't on Facebook. So I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do to get these things done right? And so this is what we're doing. I have my phone there for Periscope. I have his iPad here for Facebook Live, and we are going to work this thing out because this is life. Just like hey, turn the TV off because the glare is on our glasses, on all of our eyes. Okay, and now that's my laptop anyway. I lied. Okay, so my husband's name on Instagram is @theplutocrat. And as you all know, I'm bald head queen, and I'm also vegan newbie, still a foodie. That's oh my gosh, Applejack, DJ Applejack, yes. Right there. Okay.
Tell me.
See, I know. You know, sometimes it takes me some time to get my thoughts together. So,
what up, Roz? I see you, Roz.
Hello, Rosalind.
So we're gonna get into this thing, cause
we're still gonna take our time.
Yeah.
Because we want people to be able to come in. But yeah, Wichita time 7. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Denise.
For those of you who didn't see the post stated, hey, if you had any questions, please post them. So we've got the laptop up to hopefully address.
But we know what we're here for, so he can go ahead and tell you that while I navigate here and get some of the questions that people have left.
But yeah, so yeah, just keep the questions coming.
You can put them here now, of course. You can put them down here and we'll read them.
Yeah, well, you know what? I would almost say if they put them here, they would go up too fast. We might be able to go back.
It's all good. I got my laptop right here.
Okay,
we good.
Well, there you go. Well, then you got that part.
I sure do. So tonight we are here.
I was actually we're still waiting for that.
Well, we can, but you can just give a little.
Okay. We have all been in a situation where we are unclear or unsure as to the plan of God for our lives, and it can cause a lot of angst, a lot of worry, frustration, confusion, and sometimes being married and being in that scenario can be even more frustrating because you don't know how to, you're not sure what God is doing. You know He's doing something, He's up to something, and so that frustration and confusion can manifest in many ways.
Yeah.
And that is where we are. we have been married 8 years, and I would say for the better part of those 8 years, we have always strived to be on the same page and really strive to do the will of God. And in this season of our lives, we know God is doing something new in terms of our business, in terms of our marriage, in terms of our ministry, but we really weren't sure where to go. To add to that, you add the frustration of life and bills and what have you, and it can, hey AJ, I see you, bro. It can add even more frustration on top of the frustration that's already there. So we really just wanted to speak from our hearts, because I know there are many people in the same position, dealing with the same things, and as a community, we need to hey, Miss Clinton, we need to reach out and help each other. And, you know, the word is very distinct in terms of iron sharpening iron. So one thing we pride ourselves in is being transparent. And I see you, Brent. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it.
We are in it.
But this is, you know, this is a real hot topic for us, because this is where we are. This is the crux of where we are right now. And God gave us a word Sunday that, you know, some things were unfolding. And we've gotten that word before. Some things were unfolding. And along with that, you know, God was going to restore some things. And we look forward to that. So we're going to get better at this. We really don't have a forum, but I guess you want to just jump in and answer the questions, or how you want to do that?
Well, this is the thing. I know that I have been, recently, for example, I have, as many of you know, I am a writer, speaker, vocalist. I am now a vegan. I have recently began wanting to, I found a new passion for food education and for sharing with people. Well, thank you, Mother Joy. Sharing with people the vegan lifestyle and just a healthier lifestyle in general, as I am growing as a vegan and in my own health, and my husband is growing as well. He's not a vegan, but he has his health has improved immensely just since I've been vegan, and the different things that we've been cooking and whatnot. So with that, I taught my first vegan cooking class last week. And it was a wild success. I loved it. It was a great time. Shout out to Dedra and Deborah over at Now You're Cooking Culinary Studios in Chesapeake. But all of that to say, I have all of these things, I personally have all of these things that God has shown me. There are things, and he said this before in messages that we've done before, that there are things that God has ordained for me to do. He's given me visions since before he and I ever knew each other, right? And so here I am trying to move forward in that. Thank you, Deborah. I see you, boo. How are you? I don't know how y'all do this and not get distracted by everyone. But anyway, there are visions that God has given me since before I met my husband. And so here we are. I know that a few months ago, he admitted to me that he was kind of struggling with, like, well, you're doing this and you're doing that, but where does that leave me? And I know that there are things, when we got married, we knew that our lives, that our marriage was supposed to be something that we move forward in ministry together. So me as a writer, speaker, vocalist, and now vegan chef or something, and food educator, how does my husband fit into that? What outlet am I supposed to take? Is he supposed to be the business side of it? You know what I'm saying? There are all of these things that have just come up, and on the same token, God has shown him things that he desires to do since before he ever met me. And you want to share what some of those things are?
Well, and you know, I think it's imperative that people, and this is crucial in the dating process, is that I've known people who will say, well, we grew apart.
Mm.
And really what that means is that I followed my way, she followed her way, and they weren't on the same path.
Mm.
Is basically what that means. And one thing I knew when I got married was that I'm a firm believer that anything you do in life has to have an end goal. It has to have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I shared this before on Facebook that oftentimes we get married and we don't have a plan. You date, you get married, you have kids, then what? Then what? Retire, you get old, you vacation, what else? God has shown me in many ways. I've been in most of you know me. I've been in retail a long time, and I've always wondered, Lord, I'm not going to be in retail my entire life. This is a purpose. But what I had to look at was the underlying theme in every career I've had, or the job that I've had, it's the same career, was that I love people, meeting the needs of people. And so often what God has shown me is that we have to get to the core of what it is we've been called to do. Not the occupation, but the core of what we've been called to do. And as children of Christ, all of us have been called to reach people. Different ways, different manners. Mm-hmm. So what I had to realize was that when God was using her talent in different ways, we needed to center it so that it could be more effective, but then he was working on me to be a support system. Because she had to meander through a lot of stuff to figure out, and it's still working some stuff out, but it's a lot clearer now than it was 8 years ago. I can tell you that right now.
Yes.
A lot clearer.
I want to change the world.
And listen to me. My wife is the kind of person who will give you the shirt off her back, ain't got a shirt on. Okay? But I'm a bit more pragmatic and analytical. I'm very detail oriented. Mm-hmm. I always tell people I need to know the who, what, when, where, why, and how much for me to move forward. And we just know that ain't God. That ain't how God works at all. And so what God has shown me was that I needed to be in ministry, not necessarily pulpit ministry, but that I needed to share the insight. One thing I've always asked God was show me wisdom. I spent too many years in my younger days making poor choices. I said, Lord, I just want to be that person that makes good decisions. I just want to be that person that has got a good word for somebody in need, who can be a friend, who can be loyal, who can be faithful. I want to be that guy.
Right.
And most of the success I've had in my life has been simply because of that. Not because I was talented, not because I was the most educated, certainly not because I was the best looking, not because I was the best dressed or the most experienced, but because I was the guy who said I'd do it, and then I actually showed up.
Yeah.
And God honors that. And so what we want to kind of, get into tonight is the meat, the nuts and bolts, the brass tacks of some of the issues people have when you are married or even single and you are discovering the plan of God and purpose of God for your life, and how to cope, how to get through it. Mm-hmm. Most believers, we know the word. We know that God says there's going to be trouble in this life. We know that prayer is key. We know that fasting may be key. We know that God is leading by His Spirit, and so the leading of the unctioning and the leading of the Holy Spirit is key. But what are the practical things day to day that we need to be doing to help maintain? And so we'll get into that. What's one of the first questions, man?
One of the questions, actually, it was from a sister named Kenya Cecilia Rose. Okay, now this is on Instagram. She actually asked, job hunting or finding opportunities for your gifts. And that is actually right in line with what he was just saying. A lot of times we find the things that we like to do, things that we can do. I can do a number of things. I can clean houses very well. But that doesn't necessarily mean that is what God has called me to do as a career. We looked into it, but that wasn't the thing. And so I think that it is very important, and we believe this to be true. There are too many people who are running around here just trying to get rich. They're trying to make this money. we trying to, hustle hard or whatever the case may be. We're trying to be celebrities because Kim K done, become a celebrity without doing a whole lot, and all these other people who are called celebrities. Celebrity seems to be the goal of people these days, when purpose is what our goal is. When you wake up in the morning, what is it that you wake up to do? What is it that you wake up? How can you impact the lives of someone else, of the people that you interact with, the people that you come into contact with every day? And so when you're looking for job opportunities, of course there are bills that need to be paid, Lord knows. But just like he's saying, all the jobs that he's ever had have had the same kind of underlying theme. We serve people. It's been in customer services. It's been the same way with me, whether I was doing administrative support in the military, whether I was working with persons with developmental disabilities in my late teens, or whether I was serving tables in my mid to late 20s. They all all of these things centered around serving people.
And let me say this, we enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I've learned is that whether you are doing exactly what you want to do in life or not, there will be a peace about what you do. You'll be happy about what you do. You'll enjoy what you do.
Right.
And second of all, you'll be successful at what you do. Now, how do you measure success?
That is the ultimate question.
How do you measure success? In sales, you measure success by the dollar. How much is in the register at the end of the day, right? Well, how I measured it was how many young couples that I come in contact with that I can impart some wisdom to.
Mm-hmm.
How many people, how many lives did I touch? How many people came in and said, hey man, thanks for that. I appreciate that. Or, maybe I made them realize something about marriage they hadn't before. That was how I counted the success I've had.
Mm-hmm.
So did I want to make more money? Obviously, I wanted to make more money.
Yeah, please.
But
we like to make. I'm saying not just him.
Yeah,
please.
Please. I'm like,
please, us, everybody.
Dang.
We want the money. Do we not? Can you please bring home more money?
Hey, look.
Not what I'm saying.
Please, can you text me, big up, sir? I'm trying. I'm going as hard as I can go. I'm this close. I'm this close to stripping. I swear I am. I'm kidding.
Give him Mr. Brewton.
I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. But
that would be awesome.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't make no money.
I'd be his pimp.
She would, and that ain't Jesus. So, see, this is why.
Okay, focus.
But there'll be a piece about what you're doing. Mm-hmm. You'll love what you're doing. I loved what I did. And I was good at what I did. I've never been the best salesperson. People always say, "Oh man, you're great." I like to talk. I can talk. That's what I do. Communication is becoming a lost art. And one thing I have learned, and this is God and my mama, was that my mother taught me, I don't care who you talk to, the president or the bag lady, you show respect and don't sound stupid, sound educated.
Right.
Be able to have a conversation with people, and that's what we miss a lot of times. Communicate. God communicates with us through His Word, through the indwelling of the Spirit. We then relay that revelation through our lives to people. It's all communication.
Yes.
When God is being elevated and being revealed through you to somebody else, there is undoubtedly, there'll be no doubt, in other words, what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a prime example. There's a guy, brother named Kenny. I DJ'd Kenny's wedding 8 years ago, maybe longer than that. The first day I met this guy, God gave him a prophecy for my life. First day. Never met this guy, never knew him. But when he was speaking to me, it was like God was talking right to me. I don't know what this guy did for a living. I still can't tell you what he did for a living. But I know that at that moment, I was DJing. I was supposed to be DJing his wedding so that God could get to me to tell me what he needed to tell me, because for whatever reason, this is how this information was supposed to get displayed. Now, I could have chose to ignore that and go, I'm just here to DJ the wedding and get a check. But God had a divine impartation. I ran into this guy a month ago. He had another one.
Yeah, and I was with him that time.
I said,
in the Kroger parking lot.
Kroger parking lot. All I'm saying is this, is that when it comes to a career, don't think of your purpose as connected to the job you actually do. I don't care whether you're a garbage man, cook, you're a police officer, you work at a gas station, whatever you are doing, God has you there, number one, as an ambassador for the kingdom. And as an ambassador, that means wherever you are, whenever you are needed, you're supposed to act. Mm-hmm. And that means being spiritually in a position to minister on demand. Right. That's what that means.
Well, and I just want to piggyback on that it's absolutely true. I don't care where you all go in your life. And to this sister who's looking for a particular job, not knowing what kind of job to do, okay, we start with purpose. Okay, what is it that you feel in your heart of hearts that the Lord has called you to do? What are you best at? For us, it's serving people. Now, that, like you said, that can mean a number of things. That can mean a number of things, but ultimately, when you get a job, you should be able to go in and like you said, be at peace throughout the day. That's not to say that every day is going to be the best day, because it's just not. But every day can be a good day. And from there, how can I make this job, this organization better? That is one of the things that I go into it thinking, like, when I used to work at M2 Pictures, I was literally working for a television production company here in Hampton, Virginia, and I was the secretary. I was just a secretary, but day in and day out, I found that people needed me there in that position because the producers, the writers, the researchers, they were in a high-stress position. And so they would come by, and like he said, God would provide me the opportunity to speak into these people who they may or may not know the Lord. I don't know. But this is where I talk about we be the light. It is important for us to be the light in everything that we do. In everything that we do. Somebody said, that's how I feel working with my babies in the infant room. That's my little sister, Deborah. You're absolutely right. And Deborah, look, from the youngest to the oldest, we start sharing the love of God with people at every stage in their life, just the same way people are constantly sowing into us. It could be good seed or it could be bad seed. So we have to be mindful of what we allow in to our own lives. Come out. Plutocrat makes Goodman and Sons look good because he is dapper. Dress game is on fire.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother.
He be looking good. See, he
fine, dress fine on a dime is my. See, we off that now. We off that now. Okay. We off that now. We back up.
My bad. We off that now. Okay. Another question. Kaniki actually asked earlier, and we're gonna get back to that. Kaniki. I don't know if she's on here right now, but she asked, how do you maintain romance in your relationship when the money is tight? Ouch.
Let me say this. I'll say this. And I can speak to this directly because the enemy hit us with this off the top.
Yeah.
When we first got married, I was working at Jared, the Gallery of Jewelry. I was in retail. Schedule was all over the place. She was working at Hampton University as a resident hall director, many of you know. And the job, her schedule is weird because we had to live on the campus with 220 freshman girls. They weren't paying nothing. I really wasn't making much. But it worked. Those first couple of years of your marriage are crucial. Crucial. Very crucial. They're crucial. It's all crucial. Intimacy is crucial, but especially those first few years because you're learning each other and you need to have intimate time together. What the enemy strives to do is to use any wedge he can to drive you apart. Now, how does it start? It starts with money, right? So we ain't got enough money. We need money. Right. We need money. So you're frustrated about money. So when you're frustrated, you're not very loving. You don't speak very lovingly. You're not very affectionate because you're worried.
Right.
You're concerned, right? And maybe rightfully so. Not saying that you need to be irresponsible, but you're frustrated, right? So now it comes intimacy. People got needs. Men got needs. Women have needs. How do you cope? Well, this is how I did. Number one, I had to turn to God and go, look, Lord, I know you got us covered. Mm-hmm. As a man in my household, I take responsibility for what goes on. I discuss issues with my wife, and hey, if there's something that we've done, something that we shouldn't have done that's caused us to be in a particular situation, repent about it, apologize to your spouse about it, number one. But number two, always understand that at the end of the day, all you have is God and your spouse. So, if I had to start all over again with $1, I got them too. Mm-hmm. You got to keep that together. You got to spend time. Have a time where you don't talk about anything that's frustrating you. Have some time where you can't discuss it all the time. Okay? It's just like you shouldn't talk about bills. You shouldn't talk about money when you're paying bills. If it's time to be alone and to be together and to have some alone time to talk about something else other than what's going on in the day, it's not going to go well. That's just a practical tip. You're not going to be in the mood. You're not going to... You're never going to be in the mood. Mm-hmm. When you broke, you're not ever in the mood.
Right.
Ever. In the mood when you broke. Okay? But my thing was, you first of all to believe there's going to be a better day. And number two, that I have to practice that feeling now. Mm-hmm. If I can't be happy with $5, happiness is not going to follow me with $500,000.
It's not.
I'm going to be the same person today that I'm going to be in however many years when I become a millionaire.
Because we're going to be millionaires.
I have to be a millionaire. There's too many people I want to bless.
Yeah.
Far too many people.
Far too many.
So I know that I got to practice what I preach.
Yeah.
I got to practice what I preach. So that's a very good question. The intimacy is something you can't let slip. You can never let it slip because that's the door. Mm-hmm. First goes intimacy, then goes sex. Once sex is out, now resentment can set in. Once resentment sets in, unforgiveness can set in. Mm-hmm. Once unforgiveness sets in, now your prayers are hindered.
Right.
Now you're really not receiving from God. You're not physically getting what you need. Now you're on an island. Now we're isolated. We're in a house together. We're roommates.
Yeah. And that's not where it's at all. And when you talk about romance and intimacy on a dime, if you will, or on a budget, one of the things that we have, and I think I saw Alicia Daniels say it earlier, that it doesn't take any money to be romantic. You know, one of the things that we used to do when we think about the things that you did when you were first dating, because I know for us, I had, when we first started dating, my home was foreclosed on. I had lost my car. I was at the bottom, baby. You hear me? and he was working in retail again. I was getting out of debt. He was getting out of debt. So it was like. So we didn't have the money then, and so I say, what are the things that you did when you first started dating when you didn't have any money? And one of the things we used to do all the time was just go for walks. We would just go to a park, go to walks, and we did this, I think before we got married too, but shortly after we got married, mm-hmm. we would drive through homes, drive through neighborhoods where we wanted to live. Yeah. We love nice homes. We watch HGTV all the time. We love nice homes. Yeah. Getting out of debt is romantic. That's funny. Amen. That's true. Hashtag relationship goals. Let me tell you something. And you know what it is? It's going to take both of you. Yeah. Both of you got to be on the same page with that. Lord knows. Because I'm telling you, if sex happens when you ain't got no debt, sex really happens. It's going down. Really happens. Romance, let me tell you something. Intimacy. You want good sex? Bring home a paid bill. That's so real. Let me tell you something. Oh my God. Oh, it's on. That is the best feeling. And when we talk about, and it goes back to something even as simple as productivity. Just the feeling of, let me tell you something. He don't know it yet, but I'm feeling extra great because I done cleaned the house. Okay? He just got home, so he don't know. But the house was clean. I feel productive. I had a productive day. Life was good. It's going to be a great night. Amen. That thing is real. So clean up. Clean the house. Make the bed. Do some laundry. Light some incense. Dust.
Look, you gotta look. You gotta look. I get it, folks. I get it. You know, money rules everything around us. It does.
It does.
And so, because it rules everything, we feel as though we have to. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I'm sorry that you had to know that. I'm sorry.
Corinne, don't act like
you know us.
You get brand new.
You know, we feel as though money. Everything involves money. Everything we do has to be, you know, involved around spending some money.
Right.
And you evolve to that. You know, if you got some money and you can spend it, great. There should be a time when you go out and maybe you have a dinner that, you know, an expensive dinner you don't typically have. That's great. We don't do that a lot.
Right.
You know, I'm a lot more, when it comes to spending money, I'm a little more free than she is, but I'm extremely practical. And I'm very, I'm not going to say frugal, but I'm frugal in the sense of I know how to spend my money where. Mm-hmm. One thing I told her, I made one promise. That's it. I might not be able to do a whole lot for you. One thing you will do well is eat. I told her that. I said, listen, you got to know your strengths. Let me tell you something. I like to eat, and I don't eat no crap. My pastor say, listen, I don't mind pork and beans, but I want them on my terms. You missed any meals?
Clearly, I haven't. I just lost 50 pounds in the past year because I needed to.
You know what I'm saying?
Not because I wasn't eating.
If we was in Africa, they be gambling over.
All the goats, baby. Okay, I ain't even going to go
casting
there.
Lots. So,
and he's absolutely right. We go pork belly and fresh made pinto beans. I don't eat no pork belly these days. I did make some really banging vegan enchiladas though.
Yeah,
so.
they over there. I ain't even ate one yet.
So we gonna do this.
Okay, next question.
No, I don't have any more questions at this point. Really, those are the only two that people have posted. But again, recycle, clean here, loving the. Oh, hey, that's Patty's auntie.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Okay. But look, this is the thing. So, Kaniki and whoever else is wondering what to do about romance on a dime when the money is tight, when the bills need to be paid, go for walks. Go walk through those neighborhoods or drive through those neighborhoods. We're going to get back to that, Corinne C. Jackson. So, hey, Zay. Okay, all our nephews and stuff, and the nieces and nephews talking to us tonight. So, dream together. Basically, is what you're doing. And Melissa said that earlier about her and Andre. You got to dream together. If romance doesn't have to be. I think one year for his birthday, I put together a little picnic, and we went out to the Mariners Museum.
That thing blessed my soul. First of all, I had never been on a picnic. I had never had a woman take me on a picnic. Be honest with you, usually in relationships I've been in, I was the most romantic. And I don't think I'm the most romantic guy, but I think about other people. I'm always thinking about, hey, what can I do? How can I do it? And I've always thought on a dime. I mean, I'm just going to be straight with you. I've never made a lot of money in my life, but I know how to make it look like I spent a lot of money.
This is true. Fake it till you make it, baby.
Hey. And, you know, she called, I don't even know how, I remember I came home from work, and then she said, we going somewhere. I don't even think I knew about it.
Right.
We changed. She went out and got one of my favorite cupcakes, cheese tray. It was crazy. It was really dope. I mean, so much so that we're sitting there eating, and this lady stops.
She sure did.
Got her kids in the car, gets out and goes, I have to take a picture of y'all. And I'm like,
I forgot all about that. Yeah.
What? We
just out there trying to eat and watch the sunset.
Trying to eat and watch the sunset. That's all we're trying to do. Because she, you know, it was beautiful. It was great. So I think what we have to do is often we got to get our minds off of the day-to-day and get our minds back on what's important. Mm-hmm. Your spouse is important. Your family is important.
You are important.
You got to zone in.
Yes.
sometimes you got to step back and get out of all of this and get back to what's important. And if this is really important, then how much more time should I be spending on this?
Right.
Because that's how people grow apart. They get so caught up in the rat race day to day that they tend to forget that the reason you do all you do off of these people. Somebody asked a question. Yes, I am in the process. I have the stuff, all my material on the table right now. I'm in the process of putting my book together. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I don't have a title yet. I kind of have a title, but I don't want to give it out because I might change it.
Right.
But honestly, it's just a book of some of the things I've posted, some the revelations God has given me, some of the just life's wisdom that I've learned, sometimes the hard way, and and the such. So it's hopefully to bless you when it's out. I don't know when it'll be. A lot of it's written. It's just not edited or compiled.
Right.
So.
And we're working that out. God's doing that too. And this is one of the things that when we talk about the rut that people are finding themselves in recently. Well, good, Luke Cage. I haven't even seen that. I had to Google what Luke Cage is because I didn't know. So, y'all want to take someone in? Ma'am. We'll talk, Corinne. Homecoming's next weekend, so she wants to stay with us. So, anyway, so this is one of the things that my husband had to remind me and then had to remind himself. Is that push through with these projects. Thank you. And this is the thing, Ariel, is that God has given us all of these ideas and these visions. And I think a lot of times what happens is we either get discouraged because it's not going the way we intended for it to go, or we get distracted by something else that appears to be an open door that is meant for us. And that's where I recently found myself was in something that it seemed like it was going to be I'll have to check out this Luke Cage. It seemed like a great idea. It seemed to kind of be in line with what the vision God had given me for my food life, for this vegan life. And I was like, okay, everything kind of seemed to just fall in line. So I kind of went along with it. But I kept seeing these little red flags go up about the partnerships and that I was finding myself in and whatnot. And I just recently, just last week or 2 weeks ago now, as a matter of fact, all of it kind of came to a head. Those red flags were all waving at once. And we'll see you, Applejack. Thank you, brother. All of those things came to a head. And when I was like, man, this is such a shame. I didn't really see this coming. I did. I had. And was in denial. And one of the things that my husband stopped and asked me while he was kind of watching it all unfold on the phone was, well, babe, did you actually seek God about this particular situation or opportunity? And I had to stop and admit, no, I hadn't. And I think that that's where a lot of us get jacked up. That's where we mess up, is because things seem to be going the way we intended. They seem to be going in our, we've made that move to a new city, or we've made that move to a new job when we didn't. I love you, sissy. Bless your heart, Stephanie. Thank you, boo. Everything seems to be going the way that it should. And so we kind of go with the flow. Even in our relationship when we first got together, everything seemed to flow naturally. And at one point, but I was every time I turned around, I was still feeling unsettled. And he was like, look, well, I know that you're supposed to be my wife. So when you get it figured out, you let me know. I'm going to be over here. Right. And it was at that time that I stopped and I said, and I took some time to actually pray, because even though he had already received the word, I had not received the word that he was my husband, or I had, but was in denial because I didn't think I was worthy, or I didn't think that I was capable of being in a relationship. I mean, all of these things, right? And what happened is when I officially sat down and sought God about the situation, he showed me that this was indeed my husband, and he led me to different scriptures, and that'll be a whole other stream or video at one point.
Let me address that.
Yes, Corinne.
One thing, and this is me as a person. I am very, like I said, I'm pragmatic. I tend to overthink, overanalyze, and am late to the ball sometimes. I have said I'd rather be that way than to jump out and make decisions. Now, and be wrong. Now, some would say, well, you're not daring enough. No, I'm probably not for you. But I have said one thing I am really good at is learning from other people's mistakes. Mm-hmm. So what I've told myself is, hey, you're right, it's good. You got to judge character. And what we do is we don't, not only do we not seek God, but we don't seek to see the fruits of God in what we do.
Yes.
What is love? God, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, goodness, patience. Soundness, patience. Mm-hmm. We know all these things. But if they're not present, why are we in it?
Why are we in it?
Some people say, well, I'm there to bring peace. No, you're not. If it's not happening, then either you're not doing what God told you to do or you ain't supposed to be in it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be in it. Whether it be relationships, jobs, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. You got to seek God, whether that's prayer and fasting, getting in the Word, something you read. You've got to seek His face. And then say, okay, Lord, show me what I'm supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. Reveal yourself to me through the Holy Spirit, and that is getting quiet. The problem is this, and when we first got married, we spoke about this. Y'all know, she has a 2-year-old car with almost 65,000 miles on it. She goes a lot of places often.
See you this weekend, DC. I'll address that in a second.
Okay.
What RL said.
I want everything.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll get to that. Mm-hmm.
I'm on the go. She's always on the go. Move. So we were first early on, we kind of got into a little frustrating because I was like, well, babe, I think you need to be at the house some more. And we got into an argument about it, and she was like, well, I ain't no homebody. And you know that when you met me, you weren't no homebody. Well, truth be told, I'm not a homebody either. However, I'm like this. If you like to go and I like to go, well, can't both of us go? So you go, and I'm going to sit down. I'm going to be still. Right? Sometimes we got to get still.
Yeah.
We got to stop. When there's a lot going on and we don't know what to do and it all seems right, just stop.
I see you, Patty.
Just stop. And be like, okay, Lord, show me what's incorrect. Weed out of my life what shouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. And then let Him do it. Don't be picking up crap He done slapped out your hand.
Let me tell you something. I've done that with relationships. I done prayed, Lord, take everyone out, literally, take everyone out of my life that is hindering me from walking in your will, Lord. And people will leave immediately. And then my little ego is hurt because folks ain't returning my call or calling me or sweating me or knocking on my door. And so I'm like, what happened to such and such? And the Lord's like, dummy, you asked me to remove everyone. And so we've got to, thank you, Rob-Meek, we working on it, brother. We've got to let that stuff go. But this is the thing, and Ariel Crawley said this. She said that her issue is that she wants things her way, regardless of whether or not she sees that it's not what God has intended or not. Okay, this is the wonderful thing about God, is that the word says that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord, okay? So if you love the Lord, you're good, okay? It also says that He will take the things that the enemy meant for our harm, and He will make them work out for our good. This, my friends, is what we call grace and mercy. Because there are a lot of times, God knows that we're not always discerning. He knows that we're not always going to use discernment. He knows that we sometimes our eyes are bigger than our stomach. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to help everyone. We want to work with people. Yeah, I can help this person because I have these skills, so on and so forth. And that may not be who God has intended for you to work with. And that's okay. You know, I praise God that in these instances that I've been in these working relationships, or I've been on these gigs that I had no business being on, or whatever the case may be, that God was still gracious and loving enough to preserve my name. He preserves my name. And I have to learn to be more discerning. And that's exactly what we've been doing now. We've had to stop and say, and one of the things that we realized recently that we haven't been doing, he may kind of pray over there and I may kind of pray over here in the morning. We haven't been praying together. Straight up. We haven't been praying together, and that thing shows. It shows. That's where our frustration lies. And in a post, when I was advertising this earlier, I said that, we've had to laugh to keep from crying. It's because we've been on the verge of tears as individuals, and we're not meant to do this as individuals. We're married. Why are we doing this as individuals? Why are we not coming together and pursuing the vision that God has for us as a husband and wife?
I'll tell you why. As men, oftentimes when we don't have answers, we say nothing. I don't know, babe. We don't want to hear that because we want to have an answer. And it's okay to say, I don't know.
Right.
I'm really good at children a lot. God has just equipped me that way. But the reality of it is at some point in time, you got to unload the camel or he's just going to collapse.
That's so country.
Camels ain't no way in the country.
But that...
If anything, I'd be arrogant. I can't say that because I don't need that happening in my life.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. You better unload the camel. Go ahead.
You ain't seen no camels in North Carolina. I can tell you that right now. Unless it's a white dude.
One of them jokers got one in the yard. I'm certain of it.
And it's going to be wild because it's a hurricane coming. He about to be floating down the Atlantic Ocean. Anyway.
Sorry.
So...
Sometimes you have to unload the camel.
You have to unload the camel. So the reality is men like to have answers. And when we don't have answers, we don't say anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's good.
Yes, Ms.
That's
Cookie,
true.
We know. And that's exactly our point.
Grace and obedience. The reality of it is that's how you get to the obedience. And this is the thing. Obedience qualifies you for grace.
Yeah.
That's the thing people don't get. People think, oh, well, I can just do whatever and God's grace and mercy is going to be there. God's love will always be there for you. Mm-hmm. He will. But the reality of it is, but the reality of it is that as you are pursuing God, His grace keeps you. It's the reason you came to Christ. It's the reason you can be saved. The reason you can walk this walk. Mm-hmm. So the reality of it is that as men, we don't have answers. We don't say nothing. Right. We want to. Women often will react to what's going on, and oftentimes get emotional with men. We like to bottle our stuff up. So Lord, let me go pray. But we ain't praying together because there's some insecurity. I don't want her to see the fact that I don't know what's going on. Mm. I don't want to frustrate him and think that I'm just panicking. So I'm just going to say nothing and try to be chill like it's all good when really I'm scared for my life. Or for our lives. When I say scared for my life, I mean for our, not death, but you know what I mean. I'm scared for what's going to happen to us. Mm-hmm. The fact of the matter is that is another trick of the enemy. It's more division. As long as I can keep you focused on you and me focused on me and not the vision, what you're not doing is focusing on what God has told you to do collectively. Mm-hmm. So the fact of the matter is you have got to come together. Now, this is the great thing about marriage. And this is where I'm just going to put it on the table. Whether you like what I got to say or not, or whether it offends you, I should be able to say it in my marriage because at the same time, at least I said it to you. Yeah. If you don't have the freedom to come to your spouse and lay it all out and it be what it be, let the chips fall where they may, you got a problem. Yeah. You got to have that freedom. That's real intimacy. Because you got to know that I love you. I'm here for you. This is how I feel, right, wrong, or indifferent. Mm-hmm. Here it is. You throw yours at it. And somewhere in the middle, we're going to sort this thing out. Right. We're going to go before God and sort it out. And that's what people don't do. We try to come to this thing from two different angles and then smash it all together and think it's going to be something. The answer is in Him. Yes. The answer is in Him. So the reality of it is that we have to seek Him together. Now, I'll be honest with you. Are there going to be time? Most of my quality time with God is spent by myself.
Well, sure.
Obviously. Yeah. But you have to have equal time together, working on the assignment He's given you. Yeah. Because if not, the enemy can use that very assignment to draw you apart. Yeah. Separate you. I'll give you a prime example. Years ago, Fred Hammond is divorced. And he is probably one of my favorite gospel singers.
You don't shake it down.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm shaking. And I was reading his testimony about his divorce, and he was talking about how there was really nothing bad that had happened in his marriage, but that, when he got married young back in the day, people, you dated, you got married, that's what you did. And they didn't really have marriage counseling. So, the paychecks got bigger, the house got bigger, wallet got bigger, and all of a sudden they did this. Mm-hmm. Now, people, God hates divorce. Sure he does. But guess what? He also said a house divided can't stand.
It won't.
So the reality of it is, if the house is divided, you're headed for trouble. You're headed for trouble. You have to bring it together. You have to come together with all your wrong answers, with all your insecurity. You got to come together, because a lot of folks in marriages are still insecure. Mm-hmm. In marriages and still insecure.
Yes.
Why? Why? We have a loving father. We have a loving spouse. And so with all that together, we have all the ingredients we need to have a happy home, to have a happy marriage. And it's through that love and that communication with each other and with the Father that all of our needs are met, that our answers, our questions are answered. And so when we decide to, or make the choice to try to search these things on our own in lieu of our spouse, mm-hmm. for whatever reason, you get busy. Hey, look, I'm busy. She's busy. We're very busy. I get up in the morning, she's in bed. It's easy for me to get up, pray by myself, kiss her, bye, and go on about my day. But what haven't I done? I haven't built the bridge between us. And that bridge is love and it's faith. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's the bridge. You got to be building that bridge. So you have to spend as much time, I feel like, on your personal salvation as you do together. You need to be working on that together. If it's a corporate goal and vision and purpose, there's got to be some quality time together.
Yeah.
Okay. I forget the question I led up to that. Yeah. Sorry. But
we're giving y'all a lot.
but these are the things that we run into. Another one, discouragement. Mm-hmm. Listen, folks. I got to give a shout out to my man Will Gervin, his wife Rosalind Gervin, Rick Lanier, his wife Symphony Lanier, Skip and Carolyn Singletary, my pastors.
Oh my God.
When you know there's a purpose on your life, it's always scary, right? But what the enemy will tell you is you are not qualified. You don't have the education. Who's going to listen to you? This costs too much.
That's literally what I heard. Oh, the enemy's a flipping lie.
Everybody does this. Everybody does this little live thing.
Yeah, you ain't saying nothing that ain't been
You ain't saying nothing that ain't been said before. And sometimes it's just a matter of I don't know what to do. Lord, I want to be obedient, but I don't know what to do, so I do nothing.
Right. And that's what. And look, real quick, people will use that. Use the scripture that says, "Be still." And know that I'm God. They'll justify their complacency with that scripture. Well, I'm just gonna be still. No, what the scripture means when it talks about being still is having a stillness in your spirit, having a peace about what God is doing. You still gotta make some moves.
Let me explain something. Waiting on the Lord. Think about what wait means.
Yes.
What does a wait staff do? They serve. If you walked into a place and the wait staff was chilling, that ain't really what that means, people. I need you to do something. Wait means to serve, to move, to act.
Yes.
And so, it's in these places where we have to serve God even more fervently. Mm-hmm. Even more fervently. Discouragement will come in and it can destroy everything.
You're right, Lauren. She's getting married later this month. And right. She said that it'll have you feeling like you don't even deserve your own spouse.
Look, let me tell you something. All of us deserve death. But Christ came.
Did you say death?
Death.
Oh, okay.
Death. We all deserve
what?
death.
Who said
But Christ came.
Yes.
Right? So, no one's better than anybody. But the enemy will use that to get you so far off the track and so centered on what you don't have. And you'll get so far off track that you don't realize who you have, whose you are, and who you have living inside of you, and the ability you have through him. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. I can talk, but I can do a whole lot of talking about nothing.
Hello. There's plenty of people out here doing just that.
You know? I can do a whole lot of talking about nothing. But what I realized was that my voice was powerful. Mm-hmm. So right or wrong, no matter what I was saying out of my mouth, people were listening. So the Lord said, look here, dummy. I done told you. I have a plan for you, but you need to shut your mouth sometimes and let me fill it with what I want you to say. Okay, Lord. What do you want me to say? Lord, what do you want me to do? Amen. Yeah, Regina, you're right. I appreciate that.
And thank you. And you know what, Auntie Gina, that is exactly why one of the things that we've been disobedient about and that we've been kind of at a standstill about is this, right? The Lord does speak to me just like that. Look here, dummy. Is these videos. We've known for some years now that we're supposed to do this very thing, this right here. But we've, just like you said, don't nobody want to hear what we have to say. I think we both had a kind of our doubts. We're like, how do we do it? Do we use Facebook? Do we use Instagram? Do we use Twitter? And it's like, just do it. We really, like today, just had a Nike moment. It was like, you know what? This is what we're going through. I know we about to get off anyway, Deja. But, because we got debates to watch. But it's a matter of just, in this case, just doing it. We know good and well what the Lord has been showing us. And through prayer together, through devotional time together, we are going to move. We are dedicated to moving forward to fulfilling the vision that God gave us so long ago, starting with Facebook Live and Periscope. I mean, we understand that we have, again, as we mentioned earlier, next week, same time. It's the plan. We understand that there are lives that are connected to what we have to do. There are lives that are connected to our purpose. Again, it goes beyond getting money in the bank. It goes beyond getting this debt paid off, although all of that is part of the plan. We want to be able to sow into you all and inspire you all as we are inspired in our day-to-day lives. And so we do hope that you, even though today we kind of talked about a bit of everything.
We do that.
We do that. That's how we live our lives. But, life is like that. We do hope that you all will join us. I think that Tuesday does work for us at this point. And I was thinking about it today, like, you know what? Well, last time I think we started trying to do this, we asked everyone, well, what night would really work for you all? And people kind of gave us their feedback. But when you think about it, Luke Cage or these networks, the networks that things come on regularly, Empire, they didn't ask you what night was convenient for you. They said, this is the night we're going to show this thing, and y'all and if you like it, y'all show up. Right? And so we have to not worry about the numbers. We have to not have to worry about how many people are going to log in. But we're going to be consistent. We're going to be determined to be an inspiration as we move forward in the purposes of God and the vision that He's given us. We pray that you all will come along for the ride, and that through our consistency, our being consistent, that you all will be blessed. Yes, so I will go on record as saying, every Tuesday at 8?
I'm not going on record.
Go on record.
No, because
you ain't got nothing else to do on Tuesday.
Hey, hold on. If I say Thursday, then that's the day.
I'm not doing Thursdays.
Why not?
Because How to Get Away with Murder comes on. I'm just playing. That comes on at 10 o'clock anyway.
See, this is why.
We did it tonight, but I think that this is,
But yeah, we will work that out. Yeah, we'll confirm that.
We'll
See, did I
confirm.
tell you? Big picture, me details. See,
Tuesday.
Told you.
And didn't I say earlier that I'm the type, do it, and he'll drag the thing out for.
No.
See, now you're saying Thursday.
I'm just joking. See, stop.
See, that's why we can't rise as a people. You keeping the whole race down.
No, we're not.
The whole race.
No, see, foolishness. Keep it together.
Oh, so hey, we're gonna get off. We won't forget about you, Ariel. We won't forget about single folk. The fact of the matter is, these things, Richard, Press, you all late. Don't you gone, sir. The fact of the matter is, Ariel, is that we, the things that we tell you all about married life are things that you can apply to single life. You can apply to life, and that's why I decided earlier to call it the Brewtons. This is life. Because that's all it is.
It is. So what I do promise you is this. What I will go on record as saying is
Thank you, Miss Cookie.
We will. Our goal is the Lord show us from time to time, for week to week, whatever, what the topic is. Which because we the goal is that there are too many people hurting Christians, people that love God, that are in situations thinking they're by themselves. And they're not. And I know we have been called to reach young couples. I know that's one thing we've been called to do. And young people in general. Mm-hmm. To strengthen each other, to sharpen each other, to encourage each other. I don't care how long you've been in church or and how much you love Jesus. The reality of it is the enemy is still roaming to and fro, seeking who he can devour. And the reality of it is there are too many good folk going by the wayside because they don't have a network or a community of people that are committed to actually seeing them grow with absolutely no selfish gain. Yeah. And the reality of it is the only thing I desire is to see the people that I love around me rise as I rise. As I seek Him, one of the spoils I want God to give me, one of the things I crave to see is to see everybody in my camp blessed. If all of us aren't blessed, I haven't done my job. I want to make sure that I've sown every seed I possibly can because I need to reap every harvest I possibly can. Look, good folks, we love you. We out here.
Jason just said, I don't know who Crystal Noel is who he's logged in under, but Jason said that the topping, I think he's saying at first watch, talking about the toppings on the waffles were good. You were right. Yeah, so I'm assuming we're talking. Oh, Jason Dungy. So y'all, what I'll do is, of course, we can carry on the conversation here in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, this is our first official one. We will just kind of love you too, Patty Boone. We will have more once we discuss so that we can put out there. Thank you. Glad y'all listened. Thank you, Press. Y'all, we love you. We'll be here on Facebook answering questions and so on and so forth. So holla at us. We love you. Be inspired as we are inspired. Oh, share this with people. I think it's public, right? And so you can share it. You can invite people to come and look. Hey, Myrna Show, I see you. I love you, Ma. And stuff. So share it so that next time we get on, more people will subscribe. Oh, hit the subscribe button so that you can see when we are logged on. It'll be under my page. And hopefully Mr. Brewton will work it out so that we can have multiple streams here. All right? Love you guys. Peace. And God bless. How do I turn the thing off? Here we go.
I don't know.
Finish. Bye, Periscope. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't know how to do that.